So let's look at three individuals. They could be children, they could be adolescents, they could be adults. You've given them three instructions. Class, take out your math books, turn to page 43 and do problems 1 through 10. Or if it's a home situation, it might be go upstairs, brush your teeth, get in your pajamas, get ready for bed. You've given them three instructions. Or you've given a parent three instructions of, I'm setting up an appointment for you to come in Tuesday at 3 o'clock for a school meeting, and this is what you have to bring to the school meeting. You've given them multiple instructions, and they don't follow through. So the behavior is exactly the same. There is no difference in the behavior. Well, let's look at these three individuals. One has a true oppositional defiant disorder with no co-occurring disorders. One has a true ADHD with no co-occurring disorders, and one has a true FASD with no co-occurring FASD or ODD. Sit down with the individual with oppositional defiant disorder and say, what did I tell you to do? And they can tell you what you told them to do. You told me to take out my math book, turn to page 43, and do problems 1 through 10. Because they took the information into their brain, stored it in their brain properly, and they could recall it when they needed it. Then you say to them, well, then why didn't you do what I told you? I didn't feel like doing my math today. I don't want to do it. You want to do it? Go ahead. Do my math. I'm not doing it. It's a good oppositional response. If it is a true oppositional defiant disorder, then that means that they are making a conscious decision to not do what they're told because they have the information in their brain. They know what to do. Now, you know in true ODD, you don't fight everything, but if this is a battle you're going to fight, then you set up, first of all, a positive sense of control. Control is a huge issue. When you are dealing with people with disabilities and you are dealing with adolescents, any adolescent, control is a huge issue. We control most of their life. They feel totally out of control, that other people are controlling them. And my brother, who's a psychiatrist, said the best way to get an adolescent to not take their medication is tell them to take it, because they will do the opposite. So we want to give them a positive sense of control. You need to do your math work. You can do it now or you can do it in 3 minutes. I don't want to do it now. Okay, I'll set the timer for 3 minutes. When the timer goes off, you need to do your math. If you do it, here's the reward. If you don't do it, here's the consequence. Because for that group, rewards and consequences work well because they know what they need to do. It's their decision not to do it. If they experience the negative consequences, they will choose at some point, hopefully, to do the right thing. Because this is all conscious. Sit down with the individual with ADHD and say, what did I tell you to do? And they can repeat what you told them to do. You told me to take out my math book, turn to page 43, and do problems 1 through 10, because they took the information into their brain, stored it in their brain properly, and could recall it when they needed it. Their problem was they reached into their desk to get their math book. There was a comic book next to it. They started to read the comic book. Another kid started talking to them. They got distracted. But if you could get them on target, they know the 3 things they need to do. So you need to limit stimuli and provide them with cues for the 3 things they need to do to get them on target. If they can't do it environmentally, they may need help with medication to help them filter out stimuli and focus. This is in true ADHD. We know, of course, ADHD is one of the most overdiagnosed and one of the most underdiagnosed disorders around. Sit down with the individual with FASD, and if it's an adolescent and you ask them the wrong question, you're going to get the wrong answer. Because if the wrong question is, why didn't you do what I told you? And an adolescent's answer almost all the time is going to be, I didn't feel like it. Remember, better to be seen as bad than to be seen as stupid. But if you ask them the right question, what did I tell you to do? They may say, read my science book, do my social studies, line up for gym. Because by the time they may start looking for their math book. They can't find it. They have no idea what to do next. Even if they get their math book, they have no idea what to do next. So if it's truly FASD, because the difficulty in FASD is taking information into the brain, even if it gets stored in the brain, they can't recall it when they need it. And even if they recall it, they don't know what to do with it. And there is enough research now that's showing that actually working memory or immediate memory, we used to talk about short-term and long-term memory. We now know that there's at least a 3rd level of memory called working memory, which is what we use when we are told to do something. But again, anytime you're giving people instructions, you're relying on their working memory. If you are telling a parent what they need to do, you're relying on their working memory. If If you're telling a child what they need to do, you're relying on their working memory. If their working memory is impaired, and in FASD we know across the IQ span it's impaired, they're not going to be able to follow through. It's going to look like willful, purposeful behavior. Will the approach for ODD work if it's truly an FASD? No, because you can set the limits and consequences and set the timer and they still don't know what to do. Is just limiting stimuli and providing them with cues going to work? No, because they don't know the 3 things they need to do. But breaking it down to one direction at a time will work.